Welcome back to the channel, Platinum Pursuit Outdoors, hunters helping hunters. And today it's going to be all about the USA, the ultimate stick attachment, the ultimate stand attachment, the best and the most advanced Amsteel attachment method on the market. Let's go ahead and break down each of these models. I'll cover their specs, then we'll jump outside to a tree. There are 4 offerings that are available in the USA/USA Pro series. The first offering that is available is the USA stick attachment. And so the USA stick attachment is essentially an 1/8 inch main line of Amsteel that you see right here. This has a working load of 500 pounds. The next component is in the red right here, and this is a 7/64 inch continuous loop that's attached to the main line via a Swabish hitch, and that has a 320 pound working load. And then of course attached to that continuous loop is what Sam calls the beast tender. And the beast tender is one of the reasons why I feel like the USA series is the most advanced Amsteel attachment method on the market today. This is a super slick, super easy one-handed adjustment that is made on your attachment method. And so that is essentially the USA stick attachment. Again, the 1/8 inch Amsteel, the 7/64 Swabish, and then your beast tender. And so we'll put that on a tree. I'll show you how easy that is to use. And then next in line with the stick attachment is what is called the USA stick attachment, but this is the Pro. And right away, it's the same thing as the regular USA, but what Sam did was add an extra 7/64 continuous loop attached to the main line via a Swabish. And what this allows you to do is attach your stick to the tree using a trucker's hitch, and also then a one-handed adjustment when you finalize that trucker's hitch. And so I'll show you that out there on the tree. Again, the same specs on both of those. Next in line, what you have is your USA stand attachment. And so it's the same thing, only now we are utilizing a thicker Amsteel. This is a 3/16 Amsteel, and this has a working load of 1,600 pounds. And then of course, I'm going to look at the specs sheet here just to make sure I got it right. This is an 1/8 inch continuous loop attached to the main line via a Swabish, and this has a working load of 500 pounds, and then it also has the same beast tender right here. And again, I'll give you a close-up of that. This is the regular stick or platform or stand attachment, and then the USA stand attachment Pro. Again, it's all the same thing, but Sam added an 1/8 inch continuous loop via a Swabish hitch on the main line like this. And what that allows you to do is utilize the trucker's hitch, but also a one-handed adjustment. And I'll show you why that's important out on the tree. Again, the most advanced Amsteel attachment method out there, and I really like this. So let's jump outside, put this on the stick or the platform, and we will go from there. One more thing that I want to mention in regards to the specs is the weight. This is the regular USA. This comes in at 0.8 ounces. This is the USA Pro. This comes in at 2.5 ounces. This is the regular platform or stand attachment. I call it the XL. This comes in at 0.8 ounces. And then the USA Pro XL comes in at 2.7 ounces. An incredible weight to strength ratio. The very first thing that I do with the USA is I girth hitch it either to my sticks or my platform. I do that by simply feeding the USA through that continuous loop right here, like so, and that will create a girth hitch right there, and I'll just slip it over the Versa button. For demonstration purposes, I'm not doing that because this is the tethered one stick, and it just doesn't allow, because of the curvature of this Dynalock tab, it doesn't allow for both of these loops to go over top of it very easily when you have a thick girth hitch there. So having said that, I'm going to go ahead and show you how easy it is to set the stick on the tree using this USA. Essentially attach that continuous loop there on the USA to it. Go ahead, wrap around the tree, bring your Swabish loop and this beast tender set it over top your Versa button or your Dynalock tab. Now, here's where this to me is the most advanced system. I've heard people push daisy chains and the trucker's hitch and the rope mods, and I used rope mods when I first started out. I used daisy chains, and there's just no comparison in my opinion. Okay, when you use a rope mod, you're tying half hitches. You know, you're pulling, then you have to tie a half hitch. When you're using daisy chains, you wrap it around, it falls somewhere in there, then you have to, you know, seat it down. There's a lot of sag. Or if you want to use the trucker's hitch on the daisy chain, that's still obnoxious because then you have to wrap it around, pull it tight, and then it still doesn't find a good spot. And so this is why I feel like this is the best method and the most advanced method, is because all I have to do is wrap it around the tree one time, set my beast tender and my continuous loop, and then with one hand I simply pull, and that beast tender slides that Swabish hitch back into a locking position. It's tight right here. Now this tree, I'm on a knot right here, I'm on a knot down here. It is what it is. But from here, all you do is pull out the bottom and set your stick. And so again, this is an ugly tree, but nonetheless, that's the reality of hunting. I could climb this tree, and this stick, that stick is as tight as it's going to get. And then again, here is the benefit of the USA system and why I like it. Because if I do the trucker's hitch on a daisy chain, when I come back down, now I got to undo all the stuff that I did versus simply lift up my stick, 2 fingers behind the Swabish hitch, slide it, and I'm done. Super, super simple, super, super slick. I really like this method, and what I'm going to do is going to show you how to run the USA XL and the Pro on the platform next. So this is the regular USA XL. This is for your stand or your platform, and we'll just demonstrate really quickly here. The first thing I'm going to do is girth hitch it to my platform. I'm going to run the USA through itself, through the continuous loop that is on the end. From there, that will create a girth hitch, and I'm going to simply slide that over the Versa button on the platform. And so that kind of just for me gives me a little extra peace of mind. From here, what you're going to do, and there's several ways that you can use this regular USA XL. And so we're going to pick one of these trees. Now, mind you, these trees are about the ugliest trees. You won't be able to see it all, but it's crooked, it leans back and all that, but nonetheless, we're going to go ahead and use these trees. And so I'm going to bring the camera up a little closer so that you can get an idea of what I'm doing here. So there are 3 different ways that you can use the regular stand or platform attachment, and that is by wrapping the main line around the tree one time. Go ahead and slide your Swabish and your beast tender to where it slides over top of your Versa button. Tighten this down, and then of course I could lift up my platform. I'll just go ahead and do that. Lift up my platform, tighten it down, seat that as you normally would, like so, and then I would cam it down. Now, when I used the regular, or excuse me, the first generation USA XL, I found that even though this worked for sure, the more times than not, I would have to go ahead and toe cam it. And so what I started doing, and the method that I used all of last year, was I double wrapped the tree. And by double wrapping the tree, this is what I mean. I would basically come around the tree the first time, go under the Versa button, go behind the main line right here. I'd go behind that. At this point in time, I would lift up my platform and I would pull that tight. And what I liked about that is once you pull that tight, you can go hands-free. It creates a wedge factor. And then from there, once it's tight, I go ahead, I wrap around the tree the opposite way, and then that's when I feed the Prusik, and now in this case the Swabish hitch, over top of the Versa button. And then again, I'll go ahead and I'll tighten that down like so. And I found personally that when I double wrap the tree, it just holds like nobody's business. I would seat it. Now, I'm not even sure if I'll be able to, yeah, I can't cam that down with just my body weight. So I would seat it, and then there was times that I might end up toe camming it depending on how weak the bark was and stuff like that, but there was other times that I didn't have to, and this would hold absolutely rock solid. Now, of course, to take this off, all you have to do is lift up your platform, relieve some tension, undo that swabish and your beast tender like so, and then it just falls off and you're able to unravel it from the tree. The third way that you can use the regular stand or platform attachment method is by utilizing the trucker's hitch. Essentially wrap your main line around the tree one time. Now you're going to pay attention where the continuous loop lands. You want it somewhere around the center line of the tree. The reason being is when you go to pull this thing tight, if you have this loop all the way up here, you're going to run out of room and you won't be able to get a good seat. So I like to use the center of the tree as a reference. And so once you do that, you go ahead, you continue wrapping your main line underneath the Versa button. We will go behind the main line like we did double wrapping the tree. From here, we will seat that. Go ahead and pull that as you lift up your platform like so, keeping tension on it. Again, that enables you to go hands-free if you have to kind of adjust your feet on your sticks or anything like that. But from here, you're going to go ahead and wrap or feed the tail end of the USA through your swabish loop, your continuous loop, which will start to form that trucker's hitch here. And then from there, you will pull as tight as you can. You can kind of see that whole system remove any slack when you do that. This trucker's hitch in this style really, really bites hard to the tree. And so go ahead, pull that tight. You'll come back underneath your Versa button, and then you'll go ahead and tie yourself a half hitch just to kind of hold everything there. And honestly, that's all you need right there. And then, of course, I'm not even going to try to seat the platform because I know I won't be able to do it, but you'll go ahead and set that down. When you use the trucker's hitch, I have found that I don't have to toe cam it as much as I do using the first method. And even the double wrap, I don't have to toe cam it as much as using the first method. But nonetheless, these are three options that you have using the regular USA. Now let me go ahead and show you how to use the USA Pro for your stand and your platform. I skipped that for the stick just to avoid redundancy. It's going to be the same exact on both of them, and so I figured I would just show you on the platform. I'm going to pull the camera back up here so you can get a close-up, and we're going to show you how to utilize the USA Pro. Now the difference between the USA Regular and the USA Pro is this continuous loop of Amsteel attached via a swabish. Now, just like I showed you on the regular, it's important where this swabish loop starts, or this continuous loop starts, because if I go ahead and keep it here, there's no way that I could pull any slack out of that. And so for me, again, I like to keep the tip of the loop right here somewhere around the center of the tree. And this varies per the size of the tree. If I was on a bigger tree, you know, I could put it in the middle, and yet because it's bigger, I would still be able to have room to pull it. On smaller trees, it looks a little bit like this. My loop is towards the back third, but yet when I stretch it, it will still come out here to the front half. And so go ahead and set your platform, set your first continuous loop, keep tension on it, come underneath your Versa button like so, again behind the main line. All tangled up here, go behind the main line. Go ahead as you go to pull on that and kind of seat it, lift up your platform, pulling out any slack. Again, at this point in time, you can go hands-free. I really like that, especially when you're standing on a stick and you're kind of moving and adjusting yourself. From there, you're going to take and now feed the rest of the system through that first continuous loop like so. And again, that starts the trucker's hitch. From here, again, I can go hands-free. I'll simply slide the second continuous loop, the swabish hitch, up and eyeball, figure out where I need to land on this like I did right here. Okay, and now I'm going to pull this whole system as hard as I can, and you'll see it pull out any slack like so. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull it the opposite way, which will tighten that. And so that's the Pro. The difference between the regular and the Pro is I can go one-handed with adjustments on this whenever I go to seat it. Just simply pull that, and that beast tender will tighten the whole thing up. And then you can see I can barely move that from off the position just by tightening it. And so this holds extremely tight. And so that is how you use the USA Pro. Metal free, super lightweight. I like this system. When you go to take it off, just simply lift up your platform, take that tension, 2 fingers behind the swabish, and you're done. Pull it off like that. One more thing that I want to point out to you, if you already have a USA or some variation of the USA and you do not have a beast tender, or if you would like to make a Pro, in other words, adding the second continuous loop, you can get on Eastern Woods Outdoors and also Etsy, the Amsteel guy, and you can purchase the beast tender for $4, and for a couple bucks you can also buy yourself a second continuous loop, or if you have Amsteel laying around like I do, you can just make your own continuous loop. As always, guys, thank you for watching. If I missed anything or if you have any questions, drop them in the comment section below, and until next time, good luck to you.